Hey everyone, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have 3 cards and a couple of tags that I created using washi tape from the Washi Tape Shop. They contacted me and I checked out their products and they're just so beautiful, so I cannot wait to share these products with you. So I'm going to start off with a background. I am using Pinkfresh Studio's Diamond Plaid Stencil, and I just really wanted a softer background, kind of a soft pink background. So I am using Distress Oxide ink in Saltwater Taffy, and I am ink blending lightly. I don't want it to be really dark at all. But when you peel this up, it's just so pretty. It's so feminine. It's just darling. And the washi tape that I'm going to pair up with this is one of my favorites. They sent me a box full. I'm using 4 of them in this video. This is the Frostbloom wide pet tape. So it's clear on the back, but this is a washi tape. And it's stunning, you guys. I just cannot get over how beautiful this is. So I'm trimming down the area that I want to have on my card base. And I'm going to just adhere this to one side. I do want it to overhang on the top and on that left side. I was just trying to figure out how I'm going to get this to lay down without it being crooked. I realized taping down my card base is a huge help. And something that I did later on in the video is just take the backing off completely and then just adhere it down. These pieces aren't too big. They're easy to control, if that makes sense. So I want it to overhang on the top, the bottom, and the side, so I can just wrap it around the back of my card and have a nice clean edge. I do trim down this card panel. It's not a big deal. It's not going to make the washi tape peel up or anything like that. I do trim the edges on a diagonal just so it'll fold in nicely, and then you have this nice straight finished edge. But I think it's really pretty over that stenciled background. Okay, for the next background, this is the pink Ballet. I just think it's so pretty. It totally reminded me of a Valentine's Day card, so that is the route I'm going to go with this. I am using Waffle Flowers Nesting Hearts die for this one. So I'm going to do 2 of these together. I'm going to line up 2 of these pieces together. You know, I don't even know the measurements of these. If I'm being honest, I didn't even think about it till right now. At least a couple inches, 2 to 3 inches, somewhere in there. I'm just trying to get a good match for that large heart. And you are going to pull out a lot of this washi tape before it even starts to repeat itself. I love that it's clear behind it. I just think that's so pretty. So now I figured out how I want this to look. I'm going to tape it in place again. I'm going to make sure it's straight. I am using my grid to line it up. And then the second piece is where I kind of wised up to just taking the whole backing off, and I'm lining it up to the piece of tape next to it, and it goes nice and smoothly. So again, I'm going to fold these and have a nice good straight edge. Then I'm using the large heart. I end up using the large heart because I want to get all of that floral goodness in there, but I love the pinks and reds on this. I think it's so pretty. So I'm going to tape that large heart in place, run it through the die cut machine, and then we have one of our elements. I'm just kind of working through the backgrounds and some of the elements of all of these cards. This is Violet Bliss. This reminded me of my daughter because I think she would love it because she loves purple. But I want that little wreath, so I will be using Honeybee Stamps Sweet Stack Circles and from Pinkfresh Studio, the Adore Alpha set. I want to spell out the word love. And that wreath is going to be the O, even though it's quite a bit bigger, but you'll see how I work around that. I'm going to use that same Violet Bliss to create a full background. So I'm going to line this up kind of like I did with the heart, but this is going to cover the whole A2 size background. This is just white cardstock. I'm going to tape this in place. I'm peeling off the whole piece. I will have it again go off the edge just a little bit on the sides and the top and bottom. I'm going to butt this one up next to the other one, and this is going to give us a beautiful background to our sentiment that we're going to have going on here. So again, folding that over, trimming the edges a little bit on a diagonal so they fold in nicely. And then we have this beautiful, beautiful background. This one I do not trim all the way down. This one is going to be a full background. Okay, finally to this cobalt blue. Isn't this stunning? It just is such a dark, dark, beautiful background. And I think against the white cardstock, I just really love it. I'm going to use this to make 2 tags. I am using Simon Says Stamps Nested Tags die. I'm using the largest one, and I'm going to die cut that twice. I want one of my tags, it'll have the flowers at the bottom, and then the other one will have it at the side. So I'm just going to tape this die in place, and then I can run it through the die cut machine. I'm using the Platinum 6 die cut machine. It's actually the black one, and the only place that carries that is scrapbook.com. They did kind of a collaboration with Spellbinders, which is really awesome. Okay, so I'm going to line this up here, and then I can run it through the die cut machine, and then we have the 2 tags. Now, of course, this is a longer video because I am doing a lot of projects. You'll definitely want to hang on till the end just to see how they all came together. I want to do some stenciling for, I was kind of deciding my other backgrounds while I was working with the washi tape. So this is Pinkfresh Studio's Argyle stencil. I am using, let's see, what inks am I using? Perfection and Celery for this background. I'm going to bring in the second part of the stencil so we can get this nice, good Argyle look. I wanted to do green with that pink and red heart. There is some greens on it, but I think it just, I don't know, it just felt right to have all that pink and red against a really pretty green background. So this is the celery. I'm going fairly light, even though it is the lightest of the colors in that little color combination from Simon Says Stamp. Then for the next one, I'm using Simon Says Stamp's Falling Hearts stencil with Simon Says Stamp's Lilac ink. This is going to go with the Violet Bliss washi tape. Then from Honeybee Stamps, I have die cut the Lovely Layers Magnolia, and I am using weathered wood for the leaves here. And then I'm going to use the saltwater taffy for the flower. Remember at the beginning of the video, we stenciled one of the backgrounds with the saltwater taffy. This flower is going to go along with that. So I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending. I'm ink blending where when you die cut, you have a little bit of some embossed areas from the die. That's where I am concentrating my ink blending. I do want this to be fairly light. I want it to have some white edges, so I'm keeping that in mind as I'm ink blending. I'm using the Weatherwood Distress Oxide ink for the centers, just like I did with the leaves, and now we can adhere that together. The way that these Lovely Layers dies from Honeybee Stamps go together is actually quite easy, because when you lay it down, you can see where some of the leaves or petals or whatever it is match up, and so it really does make it super easy to put together. Let's add this center, although I was having a struggle for a second because I was deciding in my mind which way the flower went and it wasn't working. I have trimmed some pieces of gold mirror cardstock. I'm going to finish off that edge of that washi tape. I don't think you necessarily have to, but I did want to add a little bit of gold. And then I'm going to lay out my flower here at the bottom, just trying to kind of get an idea of where I want this to go, because I want to make sure I see a lot of that washi tape because it's so, so pretty. I do want to pop up the flowers and the leaves from the background. So a little bit of foam adhesive from scrapbook.com. They're foam adhesive strips, and I just love these. I love how easy it is to take off the release paper. They adhere everything really nicely, and it has good dimension. Okay, I did the same trimming of gold mirror cardstock for my 2 tags. I felt like that needed a little something extra. I was deciding between stenciling the top white area or just adding the gold mirror, and that's what I decided. Then from Pinkfresh Studio's Adore Alpha set, I have die cut from pink cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. This is called rose quartz, and then from mirror cardstock. So I did the XOXO. And I layered those to where the gold mirror cardstock has a little bit of a shadow, because I just thought that would be really pretty and add a little something extra. I need to adjust this heart a little bit more. And then I can add that XOXO. I will add a little bit of foam adhesive behind the O, because I want it to be the same height as the heart, and it's going to overlay the heart just a little bit. So I can pop that in place. I already think this one is so super cute. You guys will have to let me know when we're done here, kind of towards the end, what your favorite washi tape is, or what your favorite card is, and I will let you know what my favorite card is at the end of the video. So I'm doing the same thing for the love here. I'm adding some gold mirror cardstock behind it. This is from Cardstock Warehouse Grigio. It's kind of a really pretty green. I took my cue from some of that Violet Bliss washi tape. So this is going to be adhered to that stenciled heart background. And remember, I talked about how this wreath is a little bit bigger than the sentiments. I'm going to overlay, or the alphabet letters, I'm going to overlay those on top, so it kind of takes up some of that space, so it doesn't look so weird, like that's just a really big O. Now to me it makes sense. So I'm going to overlay some of these letters, tuck them under, which I think is really cute. And then we still have more sentiments to add to this, so definitely hang on for that. I will add a piece of gold mirror cardstock behind that panel as well. So I'm going to adhere that down. I'm just using a scratch piece because it works. As you can see, I've die cut something out of this from forever ago. And then I will use some foam adhesive, some thicker, or excuse me, wider foam adhesive from scrapbook.com behind this card panel. I want this to pop up from that washi tape background. Then we are going to start doing our sentiments. I am going to do a purple sentiment for the love with the wreath, and I need to mask off the rest of the sentiment because I just want the word you. This is from the Best of Everything stamp set. There is a coordinating die. I actually use it, and then I will trim out the rest of the sentiment that I don't need. I don't think I showed that on camera though. I did prep it with an anti-static powder tool. I am going to ink this up. Nope. Yes, I inked it up with clear embossing ink. You guys, I'm so sorry. I did, as you can see, I did not get a good stamped image, so I'm just going to ink it up again. I did not remove my stamp yet from the Misty, thank goodness. So I was able to ink it up again, heat emboss it again, and everything was good. Then the next sentiment says love you, and this is from the Psalm 4610 stamp set and coordinating die. Then I have two sentiments that I'm using from the Big Time Kindness. It's the thank you and, oh, is it not on? No, I think I'm wrong. It's not on this one. This one is the thank you, and then that thinking of you that I just did before this, that is, oh, which one is that from? I'm looking at my, oh, that is from the Best of Everything stamp set. Sorry about that, guys. I had a lot of stamp sets looking at. I use the coordinating dies to die cut them out. I'm going to add some foam adhesive. So this one says XO love you, which I think is really cute because I think that's a perfect Valentine's card. This one has the U. I did use the coordinating die and then just used my scissors to trim the rest of the sentiment off. I'm going to pop that U right in the center of that wreath. And then this card here says, thank you for always being there. Again, I used the coordinating die. I did all gold heat embossing for all the sentiments. I just wanted all of that to be kind of coordinating. Popping that up with foam tape. I'm going to center that at the top. And then for the tags, I have the thank you and thinking of you. This thank you one here did not have a coordinating die, so I just trimmed it out with my paper trimmer. I'm going to put that in place. And then this one, when you die cut it, it die cuts into 3 separate words, even though when you stamp the sentiment, it's all stamped together. So again, popping some foam adhesive behind that, and then I can put this in place. And I'm going to let this sentiment overlap the gold strip of cardstock that we have. I felt like it would be kind of fun just because it's so scripty that it could kind of hang down. I felt like that just worked well with this design. So let's finish off with the word you. Then I have some gold ribbon in my stash. I'm going to use the gold ribbon for both of the tags. I'm going to pull that through, tuck it in, trim off the edges. I will do that for both. And of course I want to bring in some sequins. I am using Studio Katya's gold foil confetti. So I'm not using the gold fever like I always do. I'm just using the regular gold foil confetti. And I'm going to pop those on in a few places. Now, definitely let me know what your favorite card is. This one is my favorite. This is my favorite washi tape. This is the Frostbloom washi tape, and that is my favorite card. This one I loved because, again, the purple reminds me of my daughter. This one is just so pretty because I just think it's so Valentine's. So let's add a few more of these, and then we can take a look at these up close so we can see just how beautiful that washi tape is. Look at how pretty that background is. I just love that. All that pretty pink and red. Then we have this beautiful purple with all those pretty flowers. Then we have that background that has dark purple and light purple. This one I just think is stunning. Those Frostbloom flowers are gorgeous over that stenciled background. And then our tags with the cobalt blue wide pet tape. It's washi tape, but that's what they call it. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you feel inspired with this project. I hope this gives you some ideas of what you can do with some washi tape. I really had a lot of fun working with these, and I'm hoping to have some more projects for you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.